Hey TikTok, it's Mama Rose. I'm back. I wanted to address this, okay? A while back, I think it was 2016, 17, around that time, Trump had his people tell us that the Vatican had history on every human being ever born. When you go and you have a baby, what's the first thing they do? They take the baby's footprint. They do a birth certificate that they have the mother sign. And they do DNA on the mother and the child, whether we know it or not. All this information, way back from slavery time, way beyond that. Did y'all know the Vatican have information on every ancestor that we have ever had? You are grouped into your true ancestry with your footprint, your birth certificate, and your DNA. The Vatican, in the basement, there was found over 800 books of the Bible that was never publicated completely. They have ancestry DNA collections in historical folders or books in that basement at the Vatican of every human being ever born and their ancestral history. I bet y'all didn't know that. Don't ever tell me that Trump don't know stuff that he know. Okay? David Straight is a testimonial to this because he worked for the government on researching every religion ever put out. He was one of the ones who found a lot of that information about the biblical texts that were found in the Vatican's basement. And it's not just that. It's not just our ancestry history. Trump and them know who your ancestors are. They have the paperwork. They went in the Vatican and cleaned out those basements. They have the books of the Bible that we never got. They have your historical ancestors' information that we never knew. On top of that, y'all, they found in the basement of the Vatican artwork on history, Tartarian buildings, archaeology. I mean, everything. When Trump say we got it all, y'all, we got it all. This is why I'm so adamant about anything I say concerning this movement, because I know stuff. I listen. Over the years, I've heard Trump say things that you probably will never hear him say now until this movie is over. See, guys, we got to understand that Abba is in charge. The O in his name has no entrance and no exits. The O is ever going on. If you're in, you're in, and you can't get out. And if you're out and you're trying to get in, you will never get in. Until you accept Abba as the Holy Father who created us all, you will be stuck in a zone of ignorancy. See, this world is a delusion. Everything about it is a delusion. You cannot, there's things kept from you to keep you ignorant, to make you think you don't know nothing. And that's why this is why Trump say when the solar flare happens, which a lot of you have already experienced some of this, your memories will start coming back. Memories of things you never even knew. Why? Because your ancestors knew it. And if it's in your DNA, the memory is there. We just got to wake up to the knowledge of who we are and trust Abba to bring us through this whole thing. Stop believing lies. Because when you know, there's nothing. There's nothing that can override the truth. When they say they got it all, y'all, they got it all. You don't even know the Catholic Church, the Vatican, them popes had everything. They got artifacts. You know the buildings that they opened around Christmas time? That first building, I forgot the name of it. Why did the Pope look so afraid when they opened the door? It's because that whole building is filled with every pope that was ever in office buried beneath the floors of that building. It carries spirits. Why do you think the people opening the door and walking in with the Pope had no ears, had no face? They look deformed. Y'all don't think the devil ain't real? Because where there is truth, there are lies. Where there is light, there is darkness. Where there is good, there is evil. And see, we need to come into the knowledge that we need to trust God over everything, because our DNA, we all were created with the DNA of Christ in us. That memory will also come back to you. You got to know who you are and stand on that without a doubt. And these people out here spreading their lies on Trump, trying to make you believe stuff that they think, and they have no research to back it up. Look, don't believe everything. Stand on what you know. Be still and know that God is God. He is Abba, the Father of us all. He knew before we were formed on this earth in our mother's womb who we were. He said he know the very hair number on our heads. He knew us before we were in our mother's womb. So don't think he didn't know us and that he didn't put himself, a part of himself in us when he created us. And just to close out, I'm going to tell you, my grandson asked me, he said, Grandma, why do people call us black when we're copper and brown? I said, because that's what people tell us to say. And they make us follow through with it by signing contracts and applications, and that's all that's on there. But I want you to go over there and pick up a piece of that dirt and put it in your hand and compare it to the color of your skin. We are naturally earth creatures that were made by Abba from the dirt of the ground in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were black. Jesus Christ was black. I'm not making this a racial thing. I'm just talking ancestry right now. There's things y'all don't know. Why do you think Trump said in that executive meeting about Indians, he said they don't look like Indians to me? And they ain't got no more Indian blood in them than I do, and I don't have any. That's because Trump knows stuff, y'all. He knows. There were people brought over here from Poland and other countries who were eggshell colored people who weren't totally white but had some tone to them. And what they did was that they made us intermarry and have children with these people. They made us teach them how to work the crops. And they promised them land for their work. But we as black people were working and didn't get land, money, or anything, status, nothing. That's why Trump is doing the birth certificate thing about the legitimacy of a person's birthright for America. Because a lot of them came over here as employees and they didn't even know it. They were considered slaves because we, the slaves, had to teach them how to build, how to garden, how to work the land. And the land that they worked and they learned how to do was given to them. You know, the 5 acres and a mule, that was given to them. It wasn't given to us. Trump knows everything. And y'all better know that truth overrides a lie any day. I just wanted to share that with y'all. All right, my time is up. Bye.